Hey there YouTube, got another online battle replay here, and this one is going to be an Epirus versus Parthia. I almost didn't show this battle, but I feel like this creates, or has a situation that creates some important concepts. I had wanted to pick Epirus and wanted to fight a battle, and my opponent picked Parthia, and I either should have picked a different army or picked a different faction, and we'll see why pretty quickly into the battle. My faction and army choice against my opponents wasn't a very good one, and my opponent simply had a better picked army and simply played better than me, and you'll see in the end how that works out for me. Anyway, I've got 4 citizen cav. I've got a militia hoplites on each flank and Thurio spears, and then I've got a hoplite on each flank supporting, and then my center is mercenary Samnite warriors with 2 royal peltas, again 1 on each flank to kind of bolster the morale, and I've got 2 Rhodian slingers and this Illyrian levies because I had a little bit of money left over. We'll go over, my opponent has 2 of these Sarmatian horse archers, or 3 Sarmatian horse archers actually, a noble horse archer general, which you don't see too often. He's got some more, yeah, here's Eastern cataphracts, 3 of them, and I think he has 3 of the noble blood cav, and he has 2, 3, 4 Parthian foot archers, and then a corps of 6 Persian hoplites. So I'm just trying to, right now I'm trying to build up here, build up a wall. My opponent, there's not much cover here, but I'm trying to use it. And my opponent does something very smart here. Once he gets his skirmishers pushed up, he'll start focusing pretty much all of his fire on my Royal Peltish General, which is very smart of him. I'm worried about his cav, I'm not worried about his infantry, so I go ahead and just start charging in to make sure that my guys get good charges, and I'm just going to kind of wall off over here and wall off with my citizen cav and hope that I can take out his infantry, use my slingers can take out his skirmishers, and just hope that I've got enough left in late game to finish him off. But I mean, you can see obviously, yeah, my infantry, you know, my Samnite warriors are doing quite well. 27 kills and haven't lost a man. But his skirmishers, I just wasn't prepared for him to bring this many skirmishers. And you can see now here too, he gets solid charges into my citizen cav. And his noble blood cav will destroy citizen cav. And they're under archer fire, and you can see now, yeah, his skirmishers are taking their toll because they're getting, even if I tried to turn them, they're getting flank fire, and I don't see that right away. But you can see here, there's a gap in my line, and my opponent slips his cataphracts in here, and is going to get a nice charge. And then he starts trying to work some of his other cav through to get to my skirmishers. And he finally does, I think, yeah, that's what's going on? Oh, that's the citizen cav routing. Yeah, his cavalry is just, yeah, those Thurio spears are doing alright in there. But, yeah, that militia hoplite getting charged by a cataphract is not good, and a militia hoplite's not going to stand up to him. But I finally get rid of a couple units of his foot archers. Some of my infantry are starting to come free. So at this point I'm feeling kind of, you know, I'm not feeling great, but my general is just getting torched. And instead of being careful to protect my infantry here, I think this is where he finally gets through here to my skirmishers. If not, he should be. And he charges in. Yeah, okay, here's where they come in at. And at this point, Royal Peltis down to 27 men. Yeah, I finally get some of his cav off of me here, and infantry again routing, skirmishers are going down. Yeah, you can see here, they kind of get clipped by this Thurio spear, but then they get into my unit of slingers. Again, these hoplites are taking a beating, but they're taking a long time to die, and that's giving him time to push out all of his ammo. I think it was at this point my general died. If not, it's going to be real soon. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm just kind of taking a lot of casualties here. Again, I think if my opponent had been more aggressive, I think the fight would be more decisively in his favor. But he's doing all right. He brought a lot of skirmishers, and he's doing what he needs to do, taking time. He's cycling through his charges, pulling his guys out, giving them a chance to get their breath, and then coming back in, because he doesn't need to kill me quickly, I guess. I'm gonna start. Yeah, and you can see now my cav's gone. A lot of my guys in the back have been gone, and so he just moves up here and is getting point-blank shots into my men. Again, the infantry engagement, as you would expect, is going very well for me, but his cav and his horse archers. I forgot about this citizen cav over here. Are just chewing me to pieces, and I should have expected that with Parthia. Should have brought more skirmishers, and that was a mistake on my part. Very bad picked army here, and I didn't execute very well. My opponent picked a great army to beat me, and he played it very, very well. Again, he's got basically his infantry are all gone, and all he has left are these cav units, so I don't have anything to do but to just kind of be the jerk and turtle up in here and hole up and just hope that I can wear him down. As you can see, I have more men than him, but he's got these Sarmatian horse archers, which should be out of ammo, but he's got 3 Eastern cataphracts. These 2 are still plenty of guys left. This one's, still enough, and his general's still alive. I've got my Rhodian slingers left. I guess they still have some ammo. Yeah, I was hoping to kill his general, so that way I could lower the morale enough to, maybe I could turn this around, but you'll see just devastating charges by his Eastern cataphracts. And these Thurio spears are going to go down, and that's what he just starts doing at this point, which is a very smart move on his part, to just cycle charge me, pull out, and give his guys a chance to rest, and then come back in on the charge. And you can see this is going to get pretty boring, so I'm going to fast forward through a lot of this. I just kind of start trying to box up here in the woods. Yeah, his got 1 infantry unit of his, must have come back from routing. So I'm just kind of going to try to box up. I sent some guys, like I said, hoping to maybe if I could get some kills, force him into combat. It would turn the fight in my favor. But he's going to get some charges in and then immediately cycle back out. And at this point, my guys are all out of ammo. Any units that had javelins have already used all their javelins. So there's really not much I can do, and it just turns into a waiting game of just waiting for him to charge me. And I'm just going to try to box up and try to make him pay for it. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to force him to engage, and you can see I make a mistake here. I'm trying to walk my pike, my hoplite, sword, whatever, box over so that way I can engage him. But he sees a gap, charges in, and he's gonna come in, get some kills, and then immediately pull back out. And then he gets another rear charge in here, and I'm just gonna try to swamp him and pin him down. But his guys are on. He's got all cavalry left. I've got all infantry. He's got mobility. I have none. And I do manage to pin this unit of Eastern Cataphracts in here, but he just charges in with everything he's got. Ends up, you know, knocking my guys down, making a lot of kills. And eventually just keeps cycle charging through. Again, you know, and that's all it takes is a couple of good charges, some morale penalty. I've already got some penalties because my guys are tired. I've sustained a lot of casualties. My general's dead, so it doesn't take much. You know, you get an outflanking penalty, and you know, 74 guys left, and that hoplite unit routed. So now it just kind of turns into a big waiting game. I box up here, you know, put my hoplites in hoplite wall, and I'm just going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to surrender. I'm not going to quit out of a battle. You're going to have to come up, you know, you're going to have to beat me. I feel like that bothers me when players get into a game and the battle's not going in their favor and they just quit out. Again, here you can see my opponent charged. I think he's hoping to get me swamped and force my guys to shatter and retreat, and he'll break a unit and then you know, pull out. And so I've just got Samnite Warrior and hoplites, and so I try to line them up so their backs are against each other. And again, my opponent does what he needs to do, just pulls his guys out, give them a chance to get their breath, and just boom, charge from all sides. Uses another general ability, and that's it. Yeah, obviously not the outcome I was hoping for, but my opponent just, he picked a better army and he used it much better than I used mine. This is terrible. 2 kills on a Royal Peltis General. That's yeah. No kills on this Citizen Cav. 2 kills. Yeah, my Cav just got swamped by his Noble Blood Cav. Honestly, when I saw that he had picked Parthia, I definitely should have picked a different army. I probably should have picked a different faction. Because I needed more skirmishers. I'm not going to be able to beat him in a Cav fight, so I probably, if I was going to stick with Epirus, should have either brought no Cav. Most likely I should have just brought no Cav. And brought more skirmishers and a few more spear units to hold him off. Maybe some hoplites or some more Thurio spears, something. Because my hoplites again did well against his Cav and against his hoplites. Lyrian Levies, 42 kills, not bad. Samnite Warriors doing very well, but again, they were largely against those, you know, just chewing through his hoplites. This Royal Peltis did well, but that was probably all hoplites. Yeah, but you can see he was just able to surround me with skirmishers and skirmish me to death. These guys, you know, his Persian hoplites, yeah, you're not going to get a whole lot of kills out of them, but it took me a while to get rid of all of them, and by that time I had sustained enough casualties. He had used his skirmishers smart and his cavalry smart enough that it just weakened me down and wore me out, and then was able to cycle charge me to death. So this is a very good job by my opponent. Again, this is something to watch out for. These Cav heavy factions, and being careful on army choices, as well as army choice is very important. And you know, when you see your opponent picking an infantry heavy faction or a Cav heavy faction, you need to think about what that could mean for your army pick as well as your faction pick. But hey, good game to my opponent. He definitely outplayed me on this one. That's all I've got for now. Gorthar Gaming, signing off.